I'm in Pike National Forest this weekend around the Cheeseman Canyon area. And I'm gonna do some dispersed camping this weekend. I'm meeting up with a fellow YouTuber, Rick from Outdoor Emergency Tech, and we're gonna shoot some video this weekend. Her had to go to Texas for some family business, and so I'm taking advantage of a solo weekend out here without her. I got a lot of campfire cooking planned for this trip, so y'all hop in, come go with me. I think this weekend's gonna be a blast. This whole place was ravaged by fire a while back, leaving it pretty barren and desolate out here. But even at that, it still has its own kind of beauty, almost like a desert-like. Wow, you can really see the landscape without any trees around. That's beautiful. Rick's already down here and set up, and now I just got to find him. He's going to be in one of 12 different places, and so we're just going to go hunt around and see where he's at. Of course, there's no cell service down in here, so you can't really send anybody your location unless you had a satellite communicator, which I know he does, but I don't. This will be my second time to camp down in this area. We did it once before when we first bought the tent, and you can see that in that video right there. I don't think I'm going to attach it to the Jeep this time. It really takes a lot more time than what I want, plus I want to be able to get to the Jeep's tailgate camp stove that I have mounted on it. And the last time we were here, it was like 17 degrees, and our little buddy heater just could not keep up with it, so we ended up cutting it a day short. Well, we're only a couple miles away, so we should be there shortly. Well, man, we've just about gone to every campsite that I know of down here. There's one more that's way far back into the woods there that I didn't drive down into, so I'm gonna run back and check it out. I mean, because there is nobody else here. So on the Google, it shows one that's, I don't know, about a quarter mile from this road. Surely he's got to be at one of these. Wouldn't you know it, it's the last one I went to. Yeah, he's down there. Well, good deal. Wow, what a beautiful spot. You talk about way off the beaten path. There is no worry about anybody camping right next to us, that's for sure. Oh, the views are amazing. I think we're gonna set our tent up right here. Wow, look at those views in the distance. I may even put my door where I can just look out and see that. And that's far enough away from Rick where I don't have to hear any snoring. All right. Well, now the bad part. Now I gotta unload and get everything set up. So here we go. Let's gear up. It's about to get evil. All right, here's the deal. One of the downfalls with tent camping compared to truck camping is all what you just saw. My goodness, what a workout. It's about 78 degrees right now, and I broke a sweat. You know, it's just so much easier when you've got a partner with you to help you set up something this big. So I think I might get one of them little trek pole tent things that you can just easily set up by yourself with just 2 trek poles. I think that'll be the way to go if I'm gonna do this by myself much. But then I'll have to sleep on the ground. And I know they got them little mats, but you can't put 215 pounds on that little mat and expect it to be comfortable, that's for sure. I know I've tried one before. Well, we're set up, and I think tonight we're gonna have some flatbread pizza on the biolite. That's gonna be pretty nice. Other than that, I'm just gonna sit here and drink my Busch NA and relax for about 10 or 15 minutes before I start getting back to work. You know, they only gave it a 5% chance of rain, and I'll be darned if I'm not right in the 5%. That don't look good. Anyway, at least I got a tent to get into when it starts raining. While I'm waiting on the rain to come in, I'm going to talk to you about this tent just a second. It's called a right line tent. It's made to go onto an SUV or Jeep or something, and you can see right here, that's the area that actually attaches to your SUV, Jeep, or whatever has, you know, with the tailgate that comes up like that. What I like about it is it's a standalone as well, so all that zips up and stays waterproof. It's not but about a little 8x8. It'd be nice if it was a 10x10 or 12x12, especially when her's with me. We got 2 cots in there. But for just me and all this gear, I mean, it's perfect size. And you saw it's fairly simple to set up. But saying that, this is only the 3rd time we've had it up. First time was just right up the road right here, and it was snow on the ground. It was really cold, and we had to cut it short. That buddy heater didn't keep up with it. I think I said that. And the second time we were up in Echo Park, up at Dinosaur Monument, and there was a huge storm coming in, and we just didn't want to chance it because it was such a long way to get out of there, and we were down in the bottoms. It was a real small road to get back up to the top of the mesa, and we got out of there before the storm came. Glad we did too, because it rained for like 2 days, and it would have taken us a week to get out of there. So 3rd time's a charm, but it don't look like the weather's going to hold either, but at least I can get out of here. Not a big deal. I brought a book with me. If I'm held up in here for a few hours, I'll be okay. No big hikes this weekend, no bicycle riding, just kind of relaxing. My buddy Rick here, he's got a podcast on his YouTube that we're going to do tomorrow. A nice little interview. I don't know what he's going to ask, so I'm just going to ad-lib it. And I think he told me we have another YouTuber coming by, so I'm pretty excited to meet another one. There's not many of us around, and if we are, we pretty much stay to ourselves. But the collaboration between the channels really helps us out, I think. So I'm going to try to wait for these clouds to pass, and I'm going to try to get that biolite started in about an hour and get some dinner on. It's rocking on almost 4:30 right now, so man, what a great spot. I'm just glad nobody was here. Well, the good thing is it looks like the storm went around us, so it did drop the temperature quite a bit, so I had to get some britches on. But we're gonna go ahead and get this dinner started. We're doing a flatbread pizza. I think y'all have seen it once before on one of my videos, but we were doing gluten-free and all that kind of stuff, and that's what I'll eat when Herd's around. But hey, this is the weekend for the guys, so we're gonna go real. Anyway, let's get started. Of course, I had to bring the trusty biolite. I don't leave home without this sucker. Now, biolite does not sponsor me in any way. I bought this with my own money. I'm just telling you what works for me. You know, those charcoal bags don't last too long, especially when you start ripping them up and using them to start your fire. Plus the dust gets everywhere, so I use these trash bags. It seems to work out real good, except for that. If you've ever noticed, these charcoal bags are triple layered, and you can pull the layers apart and you can really use them for good fire starters. Yeah, that ought to get it going pretty good. Those look pretty close to being ready. What do you think? I think we're going with it. Ooh, that is hot. Afraid that pizza's gonna get done way too quick as hot as that is. Man, that is hot. All right, let's see what that does. We'll check it in about 5 to 7 minutes. Well, it's been a few minutes. I think we're to check it out. I don't want to overdo it and have that crispy crust. Well, I want crispy, but I don't want burnt crust, you know. Oh, good gosh. Yeah, it's already burnt. Well, I knew it was going to cook fast, but I didn't think it was going to cook that fast. Good night. Well, as they say, it is what it is. All right, let's see how bad. I mean, what do you think? Would you eat it or throw it away to the wolves? You know what? It's really not that bad. Actually, it has a real nice charcoal flavor too. That's really good. Probably should have got 2 of these. I don't care what anybody says. Even though that pizza was a little burnt, it was good. It was real good. Man, it's getting kind of nippy out here. We're going to start a fire and sit around and BS a little bit more. I mean, I didn't set that fire. I wouldn't set it up like that, but that's okay.
It actually works
Hey,
good.
it looks great, man. It looks great. This is your fire.
Yeah, it always works for me. I'm the one that normally starts the fires at the campsite. Not a forest fire, but... All right, let's see if this works.
You got fire starters in there? What kind of fire starters you got?
I don't know. I'll have to go find out.
Just something from Walmart or what?
Oh, no, they're high dollar.
No. You say, okay.
No, they're Walmart.
You know, the thing is, I don't use fire starters. You know, I just cheat. I use that torch and man, it just knocks right out, but that's doing a great job.
I can see birds flying. I see children smiling.
Good Saturday morning. Man, what a beautiful sunrise. And what a great evening last night. I got to sit by the fire and relax and just chill. I mean, you might say, yeah, it was a great evening. Real quiet out here. You know, when it's dispersed camping, the campsites are quite a distance apart, but in the end, there was still some people driving around, and heard a generator off in the forest and then a chainsaw. So, you know, what's somebody doing with a chainsaw at midnight? Who knows? Nor do I even want to know. I got a great little breakfast planned for us this morning, so y'all hang around. I haven't cooked this one before. Oh, we're going to do this a little bit different. We're going to pile the coals up in more of the center. Because we don't have that big plate, we're going to use actual cast iron skillet right there. You know, me and the wife been married for 34 years, and we do everything together. I think I've been camping a handful of maybe 10 times without her. And those times is usually with a bunch of guys and we're out going for a big hunt or something like that. So saying that, it's just funny how you get complacent with what you bring and what you don't bring. So she's in charge of the coffee. So she always packs the coffee stuff. So I never have to worry about it. So this morning, I got up to make me a cup of coffee. I didn't bring anything. Because normally, it's in there because she brings it. That's what she's in charge of, so she brings it. And then here all of a sudden, she's not here, and neither is the coffee. Good thing is, my buddy Rick's got some. He's got it on the fire in his tent right now, so it'll be ready here in just a few minutes. Oh yeah, that'll work. I bet you're wondering why I mutilated all this bacon. You'll find out here in just a few minutes. Yeah, it's getting there. I don't know about y'all, but I like my bacon extra crispy. There's nothing worse than biting into a piece of bacon and you're chewing on raw fat, you know. A lot of people, when they do their stuffed peppers and they wrap them in bacon and they don't do the bacon first, and you're eating raw bacon with a pepper and some cheese inside of it. And it just makes it so much better when it's nice and done and crispy on the outside. Oh yeah, that bacon's looking really good right now. It's almost done. That's what I was looking for right there. I'll save that grease for here in just a minute. May not need all of it, but alright, so I got rid of everything except for just a couple of tablespoons. This is potatoes with onions and peppers. So you can guess by now we're having breakfast burritos this morning. Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. Yeah, I think these potatoes are gonna take a little bit, so I better get another batch of charcoal started, just so I don't run out right in the middle of cooking here. Yeah, this is looking good. All right, look at that. Man, that's looking good. I added that bacon back into it. And the potatoes looking good right now. Getting a nice little crisp on them. All right, we ready for the magic? Here's the magic. Six eggs. Let's see what this does. Said I've never cooked this one before, so I bet that's gonna be way too hot for them eggs. All right, let's let them eggs cook for a minute. We're just about done. I had to add another batch of charcoal because, you know, that stuff runs out. It's not like gas, and those potatoes took a little longer than I thought. All right, I think I'm gonna call this done. Those look beautiful. Now that is a Texas-sized campfire burrito. That's amazing.
How'd you get started, and tell me a little bit about your YouTube channel? I mean, I know about it, but tell everybody else a little bit about it.
So the YouTube channel is Me and Her After Kids, all one word. And it got started from my oldest daughter always telling me, you need to start a YouTube channel. And I didn't know the first thing about it. I don't know technology that well, and it's a lot of fun though. A lot of fun. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much, but I really like setting the cameras up. I really like trying to be inventive. It really shows an artsy side that I didn't even know I had. So we just wrapped up the podcast. That was a lot of fun. You know, unscripted, ad-lib. I didn't know what he was going to ask me, and I don't know how it's going to turn out. I think he's going to post it next week, so I'll be tuning into that one. Yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed it. Other than that, I think we have another YouTuber on the way right now. I think they're going to do a podcast, and I'm just going to sit back over and watch, and we'll see what happens from there. Well, I figured while they're doing their podcast, I'd go for a little walk. Down the end of this road right here, there's a little trail called the Wigwam Trail. It's about 11 miles. It takes you way back up into the mountain. And that was my first initial thought whenever Her was going to Texas. I was going to backpack in for the weekend, but plans changed. Man, look at these sights. This is awesome. Man, if that just don't take your breath away, then you ain't breathing at all. My gosh. I can sit and look at that for days. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it. Probably not the smartest decision today. Yeah, I would camp right here. A little bit too close to the road, but I think I'm only about, I don't know, a little less than half a mile away from the trailhead. This is beautiful. There's a creek right behind me. I'm gonna go check it out. I mean, come on. This is just pretty close to being perfect as you can get. I'm gonna pull around and get too far back in here. There's not enough gear. As bad as I want to continue, like I said, the only thing I brought with me was one bottle of water. I'm definitely coming back. Well, it's getting late in the evening and we're gonna go ahead and start some supper. We're gonna have some steaks tonight and I'm gonna do them a little bit different this time. I'm gonna kind of do a sear before I put them actually on the biolite. We'll see how that works out. So really all I did with them is I just marinated them in some Worcestershire and some ketchup and really nothing big. I just want to tenderize them a little bit because this is a little bit cheaper cut of steak, so they feel good and tender, that's for sure. We'll see how they turn out. Man, we have really put this biolite to use this weekend, that's for sure. I really don't know how those steaks are going to work, being that I marinated them and I'm trying to sear them at the same time. But I guess we're fixing to find out. If they're unedible, I got some trail mix in there. I don't think that skillet's hot enough. I just don't want to burn that butter. We got to be real careful with that butter. There's that low temp. This is kind of like how I would do them at the house back on the farm. I had a pizza oven. And I'd get that pizza oven about 900 degrees. And I'd put these steaks in there and I'd flash sear them, you might say, before I put them on the grill. And it gets that real nice, crusty outside layer that you just love to bite into. The difference between cooking out here and cooking at the house is I can control the temperature a lot better. This is just hot. I mean, that's all it is to it. So the only way to really control the temperature is you got to take the pan on and off, let it cool down, heat back up. That's why I was worried about the butter. And I've also had better success when I clarify the butter first. Well, we're not going to do that out here. So we're just going to work with what we got. All right, let's see what they look like. Nowhere close. I don't think my pan is hot enough to be honest, but my butter's almost burning. There we go. We're starting to get a little crust on the outside. I don't want to get them all the way done like this. I'd like to put them on here and grill them just for a few minutes. I'm going to tell you right now, if your mouth ain't watering over that right there, you need to go get some new taste buds. Well, that butter's starting to burn, so I'm going to try to get these off here. I like a little bit more crust than what it is. But we're going to go ahead and get them on here and finish them off. The rest of that. All right, let's try it. You know, that didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it to, that's for sure. You know, I marinated that for 2 days. You'd think it'd be a little bit more tender, but it's just a cut of meat. I'm cheap. In the end, it's camp food. Well, it's getting pretty late in the evening here, and it sure is peaceful. I could probably stay out here another 2 or 3 more days if I wanted to. We're going to sit here till this fire dies down, and I think we're going to call it a night. I guess I'll see you in the morning. Well, good Sunday morning. Unfortunately, it is that time. It's rocking on about 8 o'clock in the morning, and you know, I hate to do it, but we got to go back. This place is so nice that I could stay out here for another 3 or 4 more days and be perfectly okay. Who am I kidding? I can stay out here a lifetime and be okay. Well, I'm an overachiever, that's for sure. I'm already packed up and ready to go. One more thing left to do. I have a hard time sleeping past 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, when you spend your whole career getting up at 3:30 or 4, I mean, you just wake up. You don't even need an alarm clock anymore. But one thing I can tell you about this trip, you know, her wasn't with me. She's down in Texas. And you take a lot of things for granted that you just don't really realize that other people do for you. You know, something as simple as packing the coffee. I didn't bring the coffee, that's always her job. I forgot the potatoes last night. She always packs the food. And when you get into a routine like that and camp as many times as we camp, it's hard to get out of that routine. And then plus transitioning from truck camping to tent camping, all your stuff is in your truck tent. And you don't realize what you really don't have because you're so used to having it right there at your fingertips in your truck. So yeah, I agree that sometimes it can be a real pain in the butt to have an extra hand, but man, you just really don't realize how good you got it until you don't have that extra hand anymore. Well, that's about all I got for this trip. We're fixing to head back and get this Jeep unloaded. I sure don't want her to see her Jeep in this condition. So, and I really appreciate y'all hanging around, and everything that you see me use here is going to be down in the description below. I'm not trying to sell you anything, I'm just telling you what I use and what works for me. But man, it's been an awesome trip for sure. So always remember, let's try to treat each other with respect and always leave it better than you found it. So if I don't see you on the trail, I'll see you down the road.